Most trucks follow a standard design: cab in the front, cargo in the back, and wheels underneath. But then there are trucks that completely break that mold, vehicles built for one specific task, often in extreme environments or industries where ordinary trucks just can't keep up. In this video, we're looking at 10 specialized trucks that stand out not just because of what they do, but because of how radically different they look and operate. From container handlers and Arctic emergency vehicles to land trains and straddle haulers, here's a list that proves not all trucks were built for highways. Let's start with a truck that doesn't just haul, it lifts, loads, and moves entirely on its own. The Faun-Fug container handler was designed for situations where there's no time or space for a full logistics crew. Instead of relying on cranes or forklifts, this truck comes equipped with its own hydraulic lifting arms, allowing it to drive up to a container, lock it into place, lift it, and drive away, all with a single operator. Originally developed for military and emergency use, the Faun-Fug proved extremely useful in rapid deployment scenarios. Whether at a temporary airbase, disaster zone, or field operation, this vehicle could be deployed independently and still handle heavy cargo. What makes this vehicle even more interesting is how compact and maneuverable it is for its capability. While many self-loading systems require bulky attachments or external machinery, this one integrates everything into the truck's body. That makes it faster to deploy and much easier to transport. It's not common, and it's certainly not pretty, but the Faun-Fug is a great example of industrial efficiency built for action, not show. Garbage trucks are everywhere, but most of them use the same basic technology, a hydraulic ram that pushes trash into a rear chamber. The Faun ROTOPRESS, though, uses a completely different approach. At first glance, it may seem like a typical refuse truck, but the key feature lies in its internal mechanics, a continuously rotating drum that compacts waste as it enters. This design isn't just about novelty. The rotating drum system is quieter, more reliable over long cycles, and better suited for organic waste. As the drum turns, it pulls the trash inward, evenly distributing weight and minimizing jams. It also reduces smell and leakage, a major bonus in urban settings. Another unique feature is that the system compresses while the truck is still driving, reducing stop time and increasing route efficiency. Because of this, ROTOPRESS trucks are often used in areas with high waste turnover, like airports, stadiums, or busy downtown zones. It's the kind of truck that looks ordinary on the outside, but carries smart engineering within. In a field where the core design hasn't changed in decades, this one stands out for using motion and simplicity to do a dirty job more cleanly and efficiently. Moving on to Schwerlast transport Culemeyer. This isn't just a truck, it's an entire transport system born from necessity. Back in the 1930s, Germany's railways faced a unique challenge: how to move full train cars to destinations not connected by tracks. Instead of unloading and reloading freight, which wastes time and manpower, engineers developed the Culemeyer Schwerlast system, a heavy-load road transport unit capable of carrying entire railway cars on specialized, multi-axle trailers. The system consists of two main parts: a powerful road tractor, often made by MAN or Faun, and a massive low-bed platform equipped with rows of small rubber wheels. These wheels distribute the weight evenly across the asphalt, allowing the vehicle to move loads of up to 100 tons without damaging the roads. Culemeyer trailers became essential in moving heavy industry cargo during and after World War II. Turbines, transformers, locomotives, all moved without rails. Today, they're used rarely, but still show up when no other vehicle will do. What sets the Culemeyer apart isn't just its strength, it's the logic behind it. It was built during a time when infrastructure was limited and ingenuity had to compensate. It's not a truck you'll see often, but it belongs to a forgotten class of logistical problem solvers, the kind of machine that makes modern transport look simple. On paper, it's listed as a fire truck, but in practice, the Hägglunds BV206 is closer to a rescue vehicle for extreme conditions. Originally developed in Sweden for military use in snow-covered regions, this articulated tracked vehicle proved so reliable in harsh environments that it was adapted for civilian and industrial firefighting as well. What makes it unique is its two-section design. The front unit holds the cabin and engine, while the rear unit carries equipment or personnel. They're connected by a powered articulation joint, allowing the vehicle to flex and pivot even on deep snow, ice, or in swamp-like terrain. This flexibility, combined with its wide rubber tracks, means the BV206 can go where almost no wheeled vehicle dares, including areas hit by avalanches, remote oil platforms, or mountainous regions in winter. As a fire truck, it's used in roles like airport crash response, in Arctic zones, remote wildfire support, or transporting firefighting equipment to isolated cabins and mountain lodges. Despite its strange appearance, it's a practical tool, one that trades speed for mobility and power. In the environments where it operates, there's no room for standard fire engines. The BV206 exists because in certain places, if this can't reach you, nothing will. Few vehicles ever built capture the imagination quite like the LeTourneau TC497. Officially called a land train, it was developed in the 1950s as part of a U.S. Army project to create self-sufficient cargo transport for undeveloped regions, including Arctic operations where traditional roads didn't exist. This enormous machine was powered by a diesel-electric drivetrain with multiple wheels driven by electric motors, a concept borrowed from locomotives. The idea was that it could carry dozens of trailers behind a single cab unit, with each wheel actively powered to maintain traction. The result? A vehicle over 500 feet long when fully assembled, capable of hauling hundreds of tons over rough terrain. It even included sleeping quarters, power generators, and communication systems. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was a mobile base of operations. Though the program was eventually canceled, the TC497 remains one of the most ambitious wheeled transport projects in history. Only one prototype was completed, and it's now rusting in the desert, but its design still inspires. What makes it stand out is its scale and intent. It was designed to replace infrastructure, not depend on it. In a way, it was the ultimate expression of logistics without limits. Most trucks are designed to carry things on top of a flatbed, but the Straddle lumber truck flips that idea completely. Instead of lifting logs onto the truck, this machine simply drives over them. With its tall frame and elevated cab, the Straddle truck picks up stacks of logs that have already been neatly aligned on the ground, lifting them with hydraulic arms that cradle the load from underneath. This design is particularly useful in controlled environments like sawmills, log yards, and timber processing plants, where efficiency matters more than highway speed. Since it doesn't need cranes or secondary loaders, it cuts down on handling time and risk of wood damage. The low lifting height also keeps the center of gravity stable, which is crucial when handling irregular, heavy loads. Some versions of Straddle trucks are custom-built for specific log lengths or facility layouts, meaning you won't see two exactly alike. And while they rarely leave private industrial zones, their unusual height and over-the-load design make them one of the most distinctive transport vehicles in the timber industry. It's a specialized solution for a specialized need, and another example of how truck design adapts to its environment rather than the other way around. The MAZ 7907 wasn't just a truck. It was a Soviet super-heavy transporter designed to carry mobile nuclear missile launchers across unpaved and uneven terrain. Built in the 1980s during the height of Cold War military experimentation, this vehicle had 24 wheels arranged on 12 axles, with each axle independently powered by electric motors. What made the MAZ so advanced was its gas turbine electric drivetrain, a concept more commonly seen in trains and naval ships. A single gas turbine engine produced electricity, which then powered motors on each axle, ensuring all-wheel drive with superior traction and load distribution. It measured over 28 meters long and weighed more than 100 tons even before being loaded. The truck was intended to carry the monstrous RT-23 Molodets missile system, but the program was short-lived. In the end, only one prototype was completed, and it was never used operationally. Yet the sheer ambition behind its design shows how far military engineering was willing to go to ensure mobility for strategic weapons. Today, the MAZ 7907 is a museum piece, and a reminder that some of the most extreme vehicle designs in history were built not for efficiency, but for geopolitical power projection. It's hard to call it a truck in the traditional sense. It's more like a rolling infrastructure platform with wheels. In remote polar regions, getting equipment and personnel from one point to another is no small task. And that's where vehicles like the CATCO Arctic All-Terrain come into play. Built specifically for frozen environments, this machine is a low-profile, tracked carrier designed to travel over snow, ice, permafrost, and even tundra bogs. Unlike heavier snowcats or military-grade overlanders, the CATCO Arctic is often modular and can be outfitted with different rear modules depending on the mission. Fuel tanks, tool sheds, communication gear, or even insulated shelters. Its wide tracks distribute weight evenly to prevent sinking, and its lightweight frame ensures it won't crack fragile terrain beneath it. Used primarily by oil and gas companies, environmental research teams, and emergency response units, it often serves as the backbone of Arctic field operations. It's not flashy, and it doesn't move fast, but it goes where no road exists. These vehicles typically operate in convoys with support sleds or trailers, forming small mobile camps that can stay in the field for weeks. What sets the CATCO apart is that it's designed for routine use in places where conditions are anything but routine. It's a truck built for survival, not in war, but in nature's most hostile zones. In open-pit coal mines, everything is scaled up, including the trucks. The Caterpillar 786 is a haul truck built for one thing only: moving massive amounts of earth and raw coal as efficiently as possible. It features a high-capacity dump body, reinforced suspension, and massive tires taller than a grown adult. This isn't a vehicle you see on highways. Its job is strictly on-site. One of the key design features is its ability to operate non-stop in dusty, hot, and highly abrasive environments. Every system, from the engine to the transmission to the cooling, is built to handle long hours without failure. With a payload capacity of around 150 tons, it drastically reduces the number of trips needed between the loading site and the crusher or stockpile. What makes this model stand out even among haul trucks is its balance of power and maneuverability. While some larger trucks like the CAT 797 are too large for certain mines, the 786 offers a more versatile platform for mid-sized and large operations. Maintenance is also streamlined. These trucks are often serviced in the field using modular components that can be swapped quickly to avoid downtime. In a world where time is measured in tons moved per hour, the Caterpillar 786 proves that brute force still has a place, as long as it's reliable. In steel production, molten slag is one of the most dangerous and difficult byproducts to handle, and that's exactly why trucks like the KAMAG slag transporter exist. Unlike typical dump trucks or haulers, this vehicle is custom-built for operating inside smelting plants, where it must move superheated liquid slag, reaching temperatures of over 1,500 degrees Celsius. Its most defining feature is the specialized tilting pot, heavily insulated and mounted on a reinforced platform. This pot can hold tons of molten material while keeping the vehicle's structure safe from heat damage. The KAMAG's low profile and tight turning radius allow it to maneuver within complex industrial environments, navigating narrow lanes between furnaces and slag pits. Some models are powered by diesel or hybrid systems, depending on the plant's setup, and safety features such as flame-resistant wiring and redundant braking systems are standard. These trucks are rarely seen outside industrial zones, and for good reason. They're not built for open roads. They're made for a non-stop environment, where one mistake can cost lives, and downtime means financial loss. It's not a beautiful machine, but it's one of the toughest, most essential vehicles in the world of heavy industry.